Hey, how's it going, guys? How are we all today? Today's video, I want to go and talk about some stuff for GAC again, but this is more in particular with some of the GLs and also like possibly setting more GLs, but still being able to full clear. This is a thing that people do in the higher ends of Kyber 1 and just the higher ends of GAC in general, is that people set 4 GLs and they keep 2, but they 2-shot one of them with some non-GL teams. So I want to kind of show that today. And then, not really gameplay, but I can show you the idea behind it, okay? So this is a Kubert guy, again, another recent GAC opponent. So he set 3 GLs. He has all 6 GLs, no Star Killer, but he has all 6 GLs. And he set the 3 GLs being Lord Vader, a Kylo, and a Master Kenobi. So, and it's got Cat in it too. So this is the thing here. This is the thing. I feel like the 2-shot is really mainly to do with a JMK. Sometimes you can 2-shot the Lord Vader with like a Treya and then cleaning up with the Geos teams. But I gotta say, I think it's just a lot easier to go ahead and use the 2-shot against JMK if you see it. But then again, which do you see more in GAC for defense? Is JMK or do you see Lord Vader's more? Well, I would say you see Lord Vader's a lot more. So the reason though is because JMK is a lot more versatile. But the point being here is the 2-shot. So 2-shotting the teams, like I said, for the JMK it is you're wanting to use a Zam with Aura and getting off the bat really quick, so that way you can go for the Cat and snipe her, get her with the Disintegrate on Mando, kill her, and then go in with another gas cleanup 501st, and then you're good to go. Otherwise, just go for the 1-shot if you want. But I just gotta say, for this exact opponent that set these 3 GLs, I kind of was stuck doing that in the first place because I had JML, I had JMK for offense, and I had the Emperor. So I could have done JML off the bat, but if I do JML off the bat, I wouldn't have him for a potential Kylo. And then I was going to use my JMK team with, or rather, not with, but against the Lord Vader. And that would leave my Emperor against the Kylo. And that's kind of scary. Sometimes those are really scary if you don't get off the right Beskar at the right time, or the Watts tech off at the right times. It's a complete mess, okay? It's a complete mess and you're going to lose. So it's just a little bit scarier. If you want to play it safe, though, I would say a 2-shot for sure. And then saving JML for the other team there, for the Kylo, and then using JMK again versus that Lord Vader. But this is what I had for my run. I didn't have a Cat, I didn't have a Commander Ahsoka, and I didn't have R2 for offense. So I couldn't mirror match the JMK. But what I'm saying here for this video is 2-shotting one to set an additional GL on defense. Because if I had that, I had an additional GL on defense. Like, let's say I wanted to throw the Emperor on defense. I think I probably could have if I wanted to. I could have 2-shot this team right here, the JMK, and then I still would have had enough to clear the other 2 teams here for the GLs. And also, if you think about it, if you do that, gas against that, clean up the JMK, you can use JMK here against Lord Vader, and then you could use JK or JKL against the Kylo, and you could still even save a JML in the back wall if you wanted to. So against this particular opponent, that would have been awesome. But again, I didn't have like the right pieces of the puzzle. Turn orders were off, so I couldn't fully do what I wanted to do. But I gotta say, if you can do that, that is a quite big advantage. And that's one thing that some of these different GAC players are doing, is setting 4 GLs on defense and 2-shotting one of those GLs. And it gives you quite a big advantage, I gotta say. Typically, I'm all about the non-GL teams, or the teams that get you the wins in GAC. For the most part, that's true. It will be true, because those are teams that can strip some banners, they can strip complete wins, and you get holds. And typically that's the case. It is. But I gotta say that if you set an additional GL, because people are very just normalized with the fact of just keeping 3 GLs and setting 3 GLs. That's what it typically has been for like last ever since this new matchmaking has started, right? But if you throw in a little bit of a wrench, a little curveball, setting 4, doing the 2-shot method, it is going to be very hard to kill one of those teams. Because, for example, if this guy was able to save 3 of his GLs, then he has, again, 3 versus 3 GLs. He can do that. He's easily able to do that. But throwing an additional 4th, he's not going to have that great of an answer for that GL. And depending on the GL you set, you're definitely not going to be able to full clear. So it's going to give you a bit of an advantage. A lot of people like to set Emperor as that 4th GL, and it's not bad. You got to just keep in mind that there are some teams out there that can one-shot it being a non-GL, but again, those are quite rare. But yeah, I mean, it's a good use for some different GL team comps and all that sort of stuff. So the point in this video is the 2-shot. It's a quite strong one. So going back here, in terms of GLs, again, JMK and Lord Vader are the ones that I know of off the top of my head that are the 2-shot ones you want to go for GLs. Other ones with like the Emperor, not really going to be much of a 2-shot, honestly. Those aren't the teams that I'm thinking of that are you're going to be able to 2-shot. You don't really need a 2-shot for those anyways, if you're thinking about it. The ones I'm thinking about, though, are Lord Vader and JMK. So for Lord Vader, we're thinking about using for the first team to get a kill off on some of those. I think in that one, we're trying to get a kill off on a tank or maybe a Maul. Again, I'm not a professional here, but it's using the Triumvirate first. And this is actually one, if you guys haven't seen Fatal's video or his stream, you're able to actually one-shot this if you have high enough relics here and all the right modding and Zetas. So he was able to kill this in a one-shot against the Lord Vader team using, he used Traya, the whole Triumvirate, so Traya, Scion, Nihilus, and then he used Darth Talon, and I think he used, I want to say, a Dooku as the 5th. I could be wrong, or maybe it was that new 9th Sister one. But he was able to one-shot that team, and if you don't one-shot it, well, guess what? You get very dang close to one-shotting it, and then you can just kind of go in with cleanup with the Geos and just blast them away. So that's a nice, easy 2-shot if you want to go that route and you know, set an additional GL for defense. And then also you have the JMK 2-shot, which is based around the Bounty Hunters first. And the Bounty Hunter one is pretty safe for the most part as long as you have the right turn order. So this is one with R-Sing lead, and then using Mando, and then using Zam, and then we're using Grief and Bosk. So you want to make sure that the Mandalorian is last in the turn order. So you got to have Zam for the Omicron because you need that extra speed bonus to go before Commander Ahsoka. And then you need to make sure that the Mando's in the last in the turn order, so that way he gets his Disintegrate off with the payout. So it's crucial to have him last for that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to kill Commander Ahsoka, and you're going to be hating your life. So turn order wise, you know, just having Bosk and Grief quite fast. I think my Bosk is about 320, 329, and then I think my Grief is either 328 or 327. Again, just having the same modding. You're not going anything crazy here. With the modding, but you just want to make sure the Zam's quite fast so you can outspeed some of those faster cats. So 326 Zam is not too bad. And then of course having the aura being faster than the Mandalorian. What I did, my mistake in my GAC today was my aura was not faster than my Mando, so I didn't get it off in time or at all. So 266 is what it is now, which would make my Mando, let's see if I can find him. My Mando would be, let's see, having him be last, he has to be lower than 266, which is 261. So he's good. He checks out here for for that use. And I'm gonna show you guys what it would look like. I'm pretty sure I can just show you in an arena battle. But it's a good use of a 2-shot, gotta say. Because if you can just go in with like a Gas 501st team, you are solid. You are solid because you don't have to worry about a Commander Ahsoka. And you're able to just kind of tank hits and just pop off. But I don't think it'll work here because of Zam. But the team would be this. Zam Omicron is not, this is not GAC, so I can't quite show you. But that's the team. You do all your specials first. You get the contract off. Mando goes, pops off Commander Ahsoka. You're good to go. So that's what it looks like. And then cleanup of course, is going to be Gas 501st. But yeah, I got to say, it is huge, the difference you will see if you want to try this out in GAC. You're going to have a lot more pressure added onto the opponent. And you're able to, I mean, still, you're going to have still some times where you're going to have a bit more pressure on yourself, right? In terms of like your offenses. But honestly, it's worth it. It's worth taking that little bit of risk. Unless, you know, you see your opponent always setting like 1 or 2 GLs and saving 4+ GLs, more than 3. Then that's something that you probably don't want to do this for, because they're going to just out-banner you anyways, right? And that's just one thing you want to keep in mind here. With this whole strategy in GAC is looking at your opponent's history and scouting him out a little bit. Because if I scouted out my guy a little bit better and I did this method, I probably would have got a nice win out of it if I was going to be honest with you guys. Otherwise, if you don't scout out and you don't know what he sets, and let's say they keep more than 3 GLs, then and you try this method out, then you're going to be looking a little bit harder of a time for winning, because they're going to maximize their banners against you, and you're not going to do that against them. So that's just the moral of the story, guys. Tracking their history, looking at what they set, what they keep. Same old song and dance with JC, but this is an additional use for the 2 shots and more GLs on defense to help you win more rounds in GAC. That's the point right here, okay? That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, share it around, and sub if you guys haven't yet. But that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one. Bye, guys.